I was expecting an irritated Conor McGregor. I was expecting an upset Conor McGregor, a Conor McGregor who felt like the past year was a waste. He was in prime shape. He was in a good spot. He was trying to do good in his life, his personal life, public life, and he couldn't fight. He wanted to come back in the summer. He wanted to come back in November and December, couldn't fight. The issues with Dana, the DMs, all that stuff. Oh, by the way, cutting down to 155 for the first time in 2.5 years. Like, I just thought we'd get an irritated Conor. And in the end, I got a supremely relaxed Conor. Like, even the posture wasn't there. He was, just kind of sitting back on his couch. His son was around. He seemed to be in great spirits. He was wearing the suit, but with slippers. Like, it just seemed like he was very, very comfortable, very happy, very calm, cool, collected. Different sort of Zen-like than the guy last year. So I don't feel like that's a story.
If I'm an orthodox fighter and I'm fighting a southpaw, my option to kick that lead leg is much more dangerous for me because I've either got to step into it or I've got to step across, but I'm still moving into the direction of their power punch. Mm-hmm. On the flip side, because they're both southpaw, Poirier can hammer that calf kick as much as he wants, and he can turn on the spot and get his head off the center line. Mm-hmm. So it makes that kick far more available for Poirier. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, this goes back to their other fight. Most fighters circle away from the left hand of McGregor. Now, if you're a southpaw v southpaw, that's an obvious thing to do. You always move away from the power hand. Mm-hmm. In the first fight, Poirier was actually doing the right thing for McGregor. He was actually moving towards the right hand because it seems to stifle the range a little bit, and it seems to make McGregor give a bit of space in order to create the distance to land the left. So, I think that's something that Poirier is going to have to make a decision on. Like, does he want to circle towards the left hand because that's less comfortable for McGregor? Mm-hmm. Or does he want to circle to the right because that's the safest thing to do generally against another southpaw? Mm-hmm. There are lots of questions about it. And I do think that it's a very big factor.
I feel like McGregor, if he's at his best, he'll beat Poirier. But I'm not sure if he's at his best. What do you get the sense? Where's the sense of where McGregor is and who do you think will win?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's stylistic advantages. I think McGregor's timing, he comes out so strong, man. He's such a strong starter, so dialed in, calm to your point, ready to go from the instant the first bell rings, doesn't need any time to adjust. That's going to be hard for, frankly, any fighter who wants to stand across from him. It doesn't matter how good or how big they are. That's always going to be an issue. I tend to think you're right. We don't exactly know where Conor is, but if Conor is as good as he says he is, and certainly as a, to the extent that he has leveled up in the same way that his peers have, he should win this fight. I suspect that he probably will win this fight, which breaks my heart a little bit because it's just hard to root against. Not that I'm cheering per se, but it's hard to watch a guy like Dustin Poirier, and Conor too came from dirt, but Conor's been to the mountaintop. And so, yeah. It's a little hard to watch a guy who came from nothing, who's turned himself into something and has been an ambassador for the sport, quite frankly, try to really right a wrong in his career. And, you can't say he did it the wrong way. Never been a USADA issue. Dude, you've never heard anyone in camp other than Colby Covington say anything bad about
ever since that, I've always been like, man, I would love to go to a fight week and get to like celebrate with Irish crowd, like get to see everyone singing the songs. Like it always just seemed like such a great time. So I got to cover a few losses, the Mayweather loss, the Khabib loss, fun fight weeks, not fun fights. And then I got to do the Cowboy fight last year. And that was like everything I ever wanted in terms of like, oh my God, I actually get to celebrate. Yeah. Connor's back. He won, crazy knockout, didn't even get hit. And now that I'm here, it's like wind has been sucked right back out of that. And it's like, all right, no, we're back to no crowd, no fans. There were some people at the press conference, like you said today, and they were trying to make some noise. I don't know what it's going to be like on Saturday night or Sunday morning for us, I guess, because when I went to the fights on Wednesday, crowd wasn't making a lot of noise. I wasn't there for the Holloway fight where they started chanting his name, and people said you could actually start like gaining a sense of aura from that or energy. I'd say on Wednesday, someone dropped a plate in one of the suites, and we heard it all the way down at the octagon.
Oh, really?
Everyone in the arena looked up and was like, "Did someone just drop a plate all the way up there?"